In this video, I want to show you how to hook up your Sony receiver, AV receiver, to your TV using a very simple HDMI cable. Step number one is to go on the back of your Sony receiver, and you need to find the HDMI ports. Usually they are located on the top left panel over here. Look at them and you're gonna notice that one of them will say TV out, ARC. This one over here. This is where you need to connect your HDMI cable that will go in the back of your TV. The other HDMI ports are for devices. So I'll take my HDMI cable over here and connect it in this port. As you see over here, it says ARC, and this will be important. For this demonstration, I will take my Roku stick, this is a streaming device, and connect it in one of these HDMI ports, just to demonstrate how it works with the TV. So this could be, by the way, a PlayStation 5, could be your cable box, could be a DVD player. Connect your HDMI devices in these ports. And if you have one of these Roku sticks, Chromecast that requires power, you can connect the power cable of your device in the USB power supply that is beside it. Now let's go on the back of your TV. Once you're over there, your ports should be on the side. Sometimes they are under here as well. Sometimes they are directly on the back of your TV. And all we have to do is to take the other side of the HDMI cable we have connected in the receiver, and we need to find the HDMI port where it says ARC or EARC. If we take a closer look, this is the one. You see HDMI 1 ARC. Maybe on your TV, the HDMI ports with ARC is HDMI 4 or 3. So take a look and connect the other end over there. Now let's go on the TV screen. Next step is to go on your Sony receiver. You may have the remote control, maybe you have lost it, and you need to find out if it has a button that says input, or you may have one of these knobs, input selector, if you have one of those newer models. And you need to select whatever it says above the HDMI connection where you have connected your device. So my Roku stick is connected in media box in. So I will select media box over here. Here we go, media box. Take your TV remote control. We need to go into the inputs menu of your TV, all right, and select the HDMI cable, HDMI port where we have connected the receiver. So over here, I'll go in inputs and I'll go in HDMI 1 and select it. So right now what you see, this Roku menu, is coming from the Roku stick in the back of my Sony receiver. Now, since you have connected your receiver in the ARC port on the back of your TV, it means that both of these devices are able to talk to each other. So this is my TV remote control. If I turn off the TV, it will turn off the receiver as well. I don't have to touch the remote control of my receiver or to go over here, press on and off. It turns off automatically when it senses that the TV is off. Same thing when you turn on the TV, your receiver will turn on after 2 or 3 seconds. You can also use your TV remote control to change and adjust the volume. And once you do this, you see, the volume will go up and down on the receiver itself. Now, after a few minutes, you should get this menu appearing on your TV. This menu is the one from your receiver. It will tell you to set it up. If you don't see this menu appearing, well, simply by pressing the home button on your receiver remote control and then navigating to easy setup, press enter, the middle button here, you'll have access to that menu. So first thing, we need to select the language using the up and down arrow on the remote control. I'll select English and press the middle one to confirm. Next, they will ask us to do an auto calibration. What does it mean is that it will play sounds through your speakers that you have connected, and using a calibration microphone. All right, I have this one, it's from my Yamaha receiver, but if you bought new this Sony receiver, you should get the mic in the box, I guess. I bought it used, so I don't have it. But what you need to do is to take this calibration mic. On the front of your receiver, you're going to notice there is a port named calibration mic. This is where you need to connect it. So connect this 3.5 millimeter connector over there. Okay, make sure you push it fully. And then you need to place this mic where you're going to be sitting. So if you're going to sit most of the time in the middle of the couch with your head towards the back, I don't know how you listen or you watch your movies, well, you need to place this mic, and it has a pretty long cable for this reason. You need to place it where your ears or where your head will be positioned, with this part pointing up. And most of the time you're going to find a tripod connector over here. This is exactly for that reason, so you can place it on a tripod. If you don't have a tripod, simply bring it there and simply hold it in front of your face, and make sure, okay, to not move once the test has begun, because you don't want any other sound, the sound of you handling this mic, to come out in the test. So make sure you stay with it like this and do not move at all. So press the start button over here, hold the mic, or place it on your sofa, and usually after a few minutes there will be a bunch of sound coming out of your speakers, weird sounds, and the test will be done automatically. You don't have to press anything. And then you're going to have the completed message appearing. Simply press exit, and here we go. We are on the main menu of your Sony receiver. To be 100% honest with you, you won't have to go through it very often. Once you have hooked up this AV receiver to your TV, you can forget about it, especially if you have connected to an ARC connector. You will probably not even use this remote control ever again, but I'll still show you whatever is on the screen in case you want to know. First option, okay, by navigating here, we have watch. If you press enter on watch, and all these choices represents the HDMI connectors on the back of your Sony receiver. So my Roku stick is connected under media box. So if I select media box here, it will bring me to the first HDMI port. All right, if you wait a few seconds, here we go, it will show it. Now to go back to this menu, anytime you press the home button, it will appear. So if I go back and watch, if you have other HDMI devices connected on the back, then we have listen, the second option. It will give us the choice to select between Bluetooth, in case you want to connect a Bluetooth devices like an iPhone or your iPad or even your computer and listen to the audio from the device on your Sony AV receiver. If you want that option, press Bluetooth. Then you have SACD. This is for the coaxial cable that is located on the back of your receiver, where you can connect a CD player. And finally, we have FM. If you have connected a FM antenna on the back of your Sony receiver, you'll be able to listen to the radio by clicking over there. Let me go back. We have easy setup. We already went through that. Then we have sound effects. If I press the middle button here, we'll be able to customize the sound different ways. So we have sound field, the first option. If I press OK, I'll be able to choose with the left and right different effects. Okay, you can take a look and read them and even test them. Play some music through your speakers and you can switch between them and see which one sounds the best for you. So I won't go and explain all of them, but yeah, with the left and right button here, you'll be able to choose the appropriate one from your for your setup. Then we have night mode. By default is off, and if you turn this on, it's especially great if you're listening, if you watch some TV shows at night and you want to listen it at a lower volume, but you still want the dialogue, what the characters are saying, to be clear. So the receiver will enhance the speaking voices. This way, even if you're listening at low volume, it will still be clear. And then we have other things over here that you can change. Example, the bass. If you want the bass to be more present in the mix, well, you can select bass and then add more decibels. Or if the bass is too strong to your taste, you can remove and go in the minus, like this. Same thing for the trebles over here, you can do the same thing. And finally, we have pure direct. It's off currently. You can turn this on. What does it mean? It will simply mean that the sound will not be processed by your AV receiver. Let's say your device only outputs stereo sound, but you have a surround sound of 5 speakers, while the AV receiver, by selecting in this sound field, will be able to process that sound and transform a stereo sound into a surround sound. Well, if you don't want this, you can turn pure direct off or just leave it off. If you go back, we simply have speaker settings. And here you can change the size of your speakers. So the front one, are they large, small? You can choose that. Even the frequency, this is up to you. If you find that you absolutely need to customize your sound and something sounds wrong, you can go over here and play with these settings. This receiver is a 5.1, so this is where we have 3 over here, plus 2, and the 1 is for the subwoofer over there. So if we go here, we have subwoofer out. It has 2 different ports, you see? Some subs only take 1 cable. If your subwoofer has only 1 cable, well, you're going to connect it in one of these. It does not matter which one you choose. The other one will stay empty. If your subwoofer takes 2 cable, well, you'll be able to connect them over here. Then we have speakers. It says over here that the front speakers, right and left, should be connected over there, and the center over here, and surround right, surround left over there. How do you connect them? Because as you see, it has 2 different types of connectors. For this example, I'll take these audio cables. Your speakers will always have one negative cable and one positive cable. How do you know which one is which? Well, you need to check on the back of your speaker. And on the back of your speaker, well, depending which model you have, you're going to see a plus sign and a minus sign. And most cables come in 2 different colors, or they're visually different. So over here, this one has a blue line, and while this one is simply white. So if you connect on the back of your speaker, the one with the blue line or the black line in the negative, well, once you come over here, you know that this is the negative. Now, I do not suggest you strip your cable the way these are done. You see, the exposed wire should not be larger than, let's say, a finger width. All the excess over here, I need to trim it. So let's start with the front right speaker. The red connector is for the positive, the black one for the negative. This speaker's, the negative connection is the one with the blue line. First, you're going to unscrew this part, so turn counterclockwise. And now we need to take the cable, the exposed part, and you're going to notice, let me tilt this, right over here, there is a space opening once you have unscrewed it. This is where the cable needs to go. So I'll take my cable, I'll stick it inside over here. And once I cannot push it anymore, I will tighten this screw back, turning it clockwise. Turn it completely so the cable does not move around. All right, very tight. And now you see, even if I'm pulling on it, it's not going anywhere. So we have connected the negative one. The positive is the same thing. We're going to unscrew this end. And by the way, if you don't want to do this, you can have some banana plugs. That's how they are called. And those banana plugs, what they do, well, you connect this wire to the banana plug, and other side of that plug goes directly in the front here. Okay, so you don't have to do what I'm showing you. It's an easier method to connect speakers because you just plug them right over there. So let me unscrew here the positive, and same thing, you're going to connect the wire through the opening that is over here, but there's also one on the top if you prefer. It's up to you to choose. Same thing for the negative, but it's a bit harder to do it from the top on the negative. I'll put the cable inside and then I'll screw it once I'm done. All right, tight. And now you can pull slightly on this cable, move it around, make sure that the cables are not coming out. And as I said before, you should not have any exposed wiring coming out of this port. If you have removed the coating of your cable till here and everything over there is exposed, that's not a good idea, because if your cable, let's say, are touching over time, you know, you move the receiver, you pull it out, pull it in of the casing. Well, if this cable touches the negative one, because both are exposed, well, you risk a short circuit, and yeah, this is very bad. You can damage many things and even cause fires, so don't do that. And once you finish here, do the same thing for the front left speaker. Now, for these ones, it's a bit different. Actually, it's much easier to connect the negative cable. Okay, let's say this one. All you have to do is to press this, I don't know how you call it, a latch, a release latch, I don't know. Just press on it. It will open over there, glide your cable all the way in and release the latch. It will trap it and it will not move. Same thing with the positive. Open the latch, glide the cable all the way inside like that. Put back the latch, and here you go. If I move the cables, nothing is happening. They don't go anywhere. As you see, there's quite a lot of exposed wiring. This is not good, as I said before, because as you see, let's say over time again, this receiver moves. There's a bunch of cables over. Well, they risk touching together and causing a short circuit. So I'll have to trim this exposed wiring if I want to connect them over there. Do the same for the surround right and surround left. The negative on the bottom and the positive up there. But overall, this is it. I hope my video was helpful. If so, please drop a comment down below. Take 2 seconds, write any comments you want. I'll try to read them. It's supporting my channel this way. Leave a like, subscribe. If you have anything to say, again, type a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.